Hello everyone, this is Pastor Lon out Homestead and Pastor and my wife Robbie Lynn.
Hello.
I want to welcome all of you to our another episode of our Consider Spell, and I hope it's a blessing unto you, and hope we talk about some things on here tonight that you can relate to. But just hope you had a good week thus far, and hope you have a good week the rest of the week and the weekend coming up, and may God richly bless you and your family. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Before we do, she's doing it again. Shelling beans out here tonight.
Which means we did it again today.
Right, we went in the garden today. We got corn out of our garden, corn on the cob. We got beans, okra, peas, squash, some more tomatoes.
We got a lot of peppers.
Yeah, I just got done eating some carrots out of our garden, some corn on the cob out of our garden.
That's all the carrots we got left.
Oh my.
I'm going to plant some for the fall though.
We took the shucks from where we shucked the corn, the husk, and put it out there with the hog ate most of it. I put some out there for the cows and the horses. They ate a little bit of it, but the hog ate most of it. But anyway, it always which is ironically we're talking about that. It's kind of what we're going to talk about tonight. Robbie Lynn wanted me to title this "Waste Not, Want Not," but we just basically, and that's fine too if that's what you want to call it, but basically we're going to talk about some different things that we waste as an individual, as a family, and as a country, or here in America where we are, or if there's somebody watching this in another country. I know we have a few people on here that are from other countries. What are some of the things that you waste, or your family waste, or the government, or just as the culture in general? So, anything you want to say about before we start on off? We got, 7 topics that we want to talk about.
Yeah, I got something to say before we start. I want to ask everybody out there if they're having trouble with pests in their Dixie Lee peas. Our Dixie Lee peas are just nothing. The worms have... And my mama told me that she went to or my daddy went to the little market that he usually goes every year and gets some, and they said that they won't have them because of the worm infestation this year. So I don't know if it's just our area or everybody's having that problem.
So drop us a comment below and let us know if you're having a problem with that, or if you've heard of anybody.
Now we got the red rippers out there, and we're not having an issue with them right now.
The red rippers came from Brandon over at Little NC Farmer in North Carolina.
Yeah, I want them in a drawing.
Yeah, we got them from him, and they are running like crazy. He told me if you put them on a trellis, they'd run back to North Carolina, and
they're headed that way.
They're headed that way because they're running like crazy. But we appreciate that. And matter of fact, that was some of them I picked today.
Yeah.
We hope we'll have some of those by the weekend and in the pot. Stop the bean and pea juice with a good hot homemade biscuits. By the way, she can make some biscuits. Her mama taught her well, and for that I am grateful. Sometimes it's too much. But anyway, with all that being said, we can go ahead and get in our Consider Spell topic, and what are some of the different things that we waste. And you're going to think of a lot of things. We want you to drop in the comments some things we won't mention, and we want you to share them with us, and there are going to be some things we mention that you're going to say, yep, that's right, I agree with you, or we don't waste that here, or whatever. So we just like feedback, as I tell you all the time. Channel's still growing, and we appreciate everybody's support. First thing I want to talk about is different things. One of the different things that people waste, I know in our family and in our community, as well as in this country, is knowledge. There's a lot of knowledge that's wasted, and what I mean by that is a lot of people won't share knowledge with other people. Maybe they're bashful, or either maybe, like you said a while ago, maybe they think everybody already knows what they're trying to share with them, so therefore they'll hold back on the knowledge that they have. But
like you assume, like if I'm cooking something and you'll say you need to make a video on that, I'm like, everybody already knows how to do this, but some people obviously don't know how to do well, what you were taught, how you were taught might be different.
I found out in the YouTube world.
Plus, we got friends from up yonder and down yonder, and they don't do things the same way.
This is true. Up yonder, 7,000 feet above sea level, Brian and Patty.
Yeah.
But
hello,
hey, and by the way, and then we have people, like I said, in Australia and all different places. So that's really I'm glad you mentioned that about far as the knowledge on, because she's bad about it. I mean, every time she does something, says, you do a video on that. I already know how to do that, but I found out in the YouTube world, that's not the case. Or if they may know how to do something, but they may not do it like you do it, and that might give them a better idea. So knowledge is something that's wasted in this country. We need to share it more often because it could help more people than you realize.
And it can be both ways. Like the person might be willing to share, but maybe you should ask them. You know, like my mama taught me how to make biscuits, but I had to be willing to, you know,
want to learn and ask her about it.
You should want to learn more knowledge, you know, from other people, elder people.
A lot of people know if you want to learn it, they're willing to share it with you. That's what you're trying to say. So anyway, we may mention more about that as we go. And this next one is kind of in line with, kind of goes along a little bit with knowledge. I just shared a video of our son Corey, and I got a lot of feedback from all of you on that, of his talent of playing the piano and singing. And we'll try to put more of him on our YouTube channel because he's really got a God-given talent. And by the way, he's never been taught a piano lesson other than what his grandmama, Robbie's mama, showed him a little bit.
Like 3 or 4 chords.
Yeah, but he's never had a voice lesson or anything. That's just raw.
And he doesn't think he's great.
God-given talent. Well, that's why he's so good, because he don't think he's all that good, and he'll never get the big head. And I hope he remains humble, and I hope he remains to continue to remain humble to his roots and always remember where he came from and use his talent for God.
Yeah.
But that's the next thing we'll talk about is talent. A lot of people sit down on their talent, hold back on their talent, and they're not using the God-given talent that God has given them, like what Corey's using, or the talent that they've taken a course somewhere, or they learned it in school or in college or technical college, or just the talent that they may have been hands-on from a grandparent or uncle or aunt or somebody. But there's many other talents. First thing you think about most time when you hear talent, you think about singing or playing an instrument, and all that is great. We need all that talent. I wish I had more of that talent. But also talent could be the fact of knowing how to garden. What?
You said more of that talent.
Oh, yeah, I don't have any of it. I need a little. I need just an ounce. That would be more than I got. You picked up on that, didn't you? Anyway, you made me lose my train of thought. But yeah, that talent could be more than singing or playing an instrument. Could be the talent of gardening. Around here, my daddy always used to use this, and you may have heard this analogy or this phrase or word. But my daddy used to say, her dad is a mechanic. I mean, he's got a talent. He can listen to the car or the vehicle running and about tell you what was wrong with it. But he's got a talent. My daddy would say that he's got a knack for that. In other words, he's good at it. He's gifted at it. He's got a talent, basically. And but a lot of people don't share that talent. Like I said, they sit down on it, or kind of goes along with knowledge. They think people already know. So you said you was gonna chime in here with me. You ain't chiming like you did last week. But basically, whatever the talent is that you have, I think we waste that a lot in this country, and maybe in families.
Like herbal, they know a lot about herbs or as country
homestead preacher said, yeah, herbs.
Herbs or herbs, whichever way you want to say it. But I mean, there's a lot of people that's got a lot of talent and knowledge. If you get them all together, you know.
Yeah. Well, we've learned a lot from people here on YouTube about different gardening skills and talents that they have, and so I just think, you know, those kind of go together. Knowledge and talent, they kind of hold back on them. I think we waste a lot of that in this country, and probably in other countries too. So leave us some comments below if you have either experienced other people wasting that talent, or maybe you have wasted that talent. I know we have at times. Moving on kind of from a personal, away from something like knowledge and talent, how about electricity? How many times when you was growing up did your mama, your daddy, your grandparents say, boy or girl, you born in a barn? Leave your door wide open. Man, I used to get chewed out by that all the time. If the air conditioner's running in the winter, in the summertime, you get on you for wasting electricity, leaving the door open, or if it's heater was running, if it wasn't a wood stove or something, which they didn't want you to leave it open, even though it wasn't technically electricity, that was a source of heat. So they didn't want you wasting it. And you mentioned something a while ago about a dryer. A lot of people.
A lot of people will take one piece if they want to wear a certain. I know Corey's done this before. A shirt or something, and they'll go stick it in the dryer just to get the wrinkles out. It's already dry. One shirt to put it in there. I don't think I've ever done that. I mean, that's what an iron's for.
Yeah, well, back in the day, they didn't worry about electricity because they didn't have it, but they hung it on the clothesline.
Well, we placed it by using the dryer. If we could,
could hang it on the clothesline. Yeah. All right. So knowledge is something we waste a lot in this country. Talent, electricity, and there's many other ways you probably could. For sake of time, we're gonna move on to the rest of them, but. If you think of anything for as electricity, please put it in the comments below. But another thing that kind of the next couple of things, the main thing we want to talk about anyway, was water.
Well, that's a big one.
That is a big one, because I remember, back when my granny and those were here, they didn't know what a shower was. Everybody took baths back then.
She did eventually get a shower.
Well, she did, but I'm saying for the most part of her life.
Most older people didn't have
most of them
didn't have a bathroom anyway.
Yeah, they didn't. So they had an outhouse and they'd wash in the sink or whatever, or a bathtub, a foot tub in the yard. Pull it out there, fill it up with water and the pitcher pump, and pull it out there in the yard and let the sun heat it up. Can you imagine some of this?
You better hope you wasn't the oldest child.
Huh?
I think they done the youngest to the oldest. If you were the oldest, you
got the dirty water.
Washing everybody else.
Yeah.
Oh, that was nasty.
Yeah, I can remember when we were little that in the bathtub we wouldn't.
We used to get in together, me and my sister.
Well, we would get Tim would get in and I'd get in behind him. Yeah.
That is nasty.
Hey, it's better than nothing at all. Better not washing at all. But shower versus bath, I feel like you waste a lot more water.
But I feel like you get cleaner taking a shower.
Well, that's true, but
sitting there in your own filth.
Yeah, well, but
if a bath just to relax and put like bath salts or something.
Yeah, I'd say majority of the people, probably people on here is gonna comment. Most of them take showers, probably. But I'm just saying that's still a form of wasting more water than it would if you took a bath. But like I said, the pitcher pump.
I don't know about that.
I think so.
Give me your opinion. You could probably research it.
Yeah, why not Google it?
Yeah, Google.
But another thing, my granddad used to talk about drawing water. That's pumping water or whatever. And he was, I could hear him saying now that they would only draw enough water to take a bath in, or draw enough water to wash the clothes, or draw enough water to wash the dishes. They didn't waste stuff like that. They like bottles of water. You said something here. We have bottles of water and
kids waste them. Sit them around.
A half a bottle of water.
And if it gets hot, they won't drink it. And when I'm pouring that water out, I'm thinking one day I'm going to wish I had this water.
We shouldn't be pouring it out. We should be putting it in a jug somewhere to water or flour or something if you ain't going to drink it.
Well, if you pour water or flour with it, that's different.
But
and somebody I know, when they brush their teeth, they keep the water running. You should cut it off.
You don't do that?
I try to.
See that you do it,
you do it bad though.
Oh, I'm worse off. I'm worser than you are. Yeah, right. Okay.
But I get a hold of you.
Okay, get a hold of me. Look at you. How many of y'all leave the water running while you're brushing your teeth? In other words, you turn the water on with your toothbrush and you put the toothpaste on it. You cut the water off. The faucet, spigot, whatever you want to call it, you cut it off while you're brushing your teeth. You don't want to leave it running.
You should cut it off in between.
Okay.
Just saying.
That's one of the things
I'm going to observe.
Do what I say, not what I do.
Yeah.
Anyway, we do waste a lot of water, and we need to be mindful of that, because that's something
we do. I mean,
you can't
just
not
take it for granted that you're gonna always have that pumping water.
Right, but that's something like 3 days roughly. Only 3 days to go without water.
But even if you didn't have the electric pump, just think about having to go out there, pump a bucket full of water, and bring it back in the house.
If you done it that way, you'd be more
mindful.
That's right. You wouldn't waste it near as much. I think about when you waste water. I think about that rich man in hell that wanted somebody just to dip their finger in water and touch the tip of his tongue. So anyway, water is another thing that we waste a lot. Another big one is food. How many of you, y'all, I know this is a big one. How many of you on this channel eat leftovers? I love leftovers. It depends on what it is, spaghetti or vegetable soup, chicken and dumplings and stuff like that. To me, that stuff gets better with time. Peas out of the garden, collards. We eat a lot of leftovers around here. My granddaddy used to say they would eat them until they were gone. Now, a lot of people I know, I got some family members that won't eat leftovers. But I love leftovers. Y'all let us know what you think about leftovers. Do you eat leftovers around your house? If you don't now, you might better start saving them, because if times get rough, you might start eating leftovers. But they're better the second and third time around, my opinion. Speaking of food, I know a lot of the schools, Robbie's mama used to work at the school in the cafeteria, and they would throw out a lot of food.
Oh, a lot of restaurants.
And restaurants do too. You know, because everything's, you know, regulated by the government. I don't know why
these homeless people that are starving.
Yeah, I mean, why couldn't you take that food and distribute it out to? I mean, if you're gonna feed it to the kids in the
at
school.
the school, they didn't even want them taking it. If they had leftovers, they come to. At one time, they would allow them to like buy it or whatever and take some home, but then they got to the point where they wouldn't
Just
even
throw it out.
They would get in trouble for even taking a plate home.
Throw it in the dumpster.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of wasteful.
That's why a lot of homeless people eat out in dumps, because it's really good food that's in the dump.
So food, whether it be restaurants or schools or just people in general, to throw it out. And you know, like I said, how many times if Robbie's put something on, she said, "Are you done with this? You gonna eat no more of this?" Oh, we got one more day out of that. We can get another meal out of that.
Or like if we're at like Cracker Barrel or something like that, eating. Time to
We
go
done it this
home.
past week.
I say, give me a to-go plate. My piggy will eat that, or my chickens will eat that
Any of those
roll or whatever.
cornbread rolls. Or,
I hate to see food just wasting like that.
Yeah, and anything.
We got a hog that'll eat any of it anyway, so.
Yeah. She talking about me. She's talking about the one in the
A
pen.
little black potbelly. Well, she's a big black potbelly.
Yeah, she is. She eat about anything. So that's another thing. Let us know what you think about how much food is wasted around your family, your neck of the woods, or what you think about for us in this country or your country if you're not from this country. Another thing is, let's go down here first and then go back up there. Another thing is, lots of people waste a lot of money. When I say waste a lot of money, there's a difference in, my granddad used to tell me all the time that God would supply your needs, but not always your wants. Now, there's nothing wrong with spending your money and buying you some new clothes, or buying a new outfit, or buying you a shotgun, or buying you a new tractor or used tractor. But there's a difference in buying what you need versus what you want all the time.
We were just discussing this with our baby boy. Well, he's 17, but he's our baby boy. We were just discussing this with Gavin this past Sunday, wasn't it? Yeah, on the way home from Nanny's. About people buying stuff that they didn't really, like big things that they don't really need. We were discussing that, and we were saying they ought to be saving this, or for hard times. He's like, oh, why do you want to save? Why can't you just spend it? I say, yeah, if you got all everything taken care of, and you got a little. You need to save for hard times, like I told him. I said, if the refrigerator breaks, what you gonna fix it with? If the washer and dryer break, what you gonna fix it with? I said, you need, or a tire on the car breaks, you need a little nest egg. The emergency fund is what you would call it. Instead of just because you want to spend it. We're trying to teach him
To be good stewards of his money.
You need to have it. Just because you got somebody gifted you or whatever, you got a bunch of money, that don't mean you go out and spend all that money. You need to take some of that money and hide it somewhere.
It's like you told him, we spend money, we buy things we need, and we buy things we want. We probably waste more than we should.
We do waste money, everybody.
But at the same time, we got a stash put back with cash for hard times, like you said.
Well, it's an emergency fund, yeah.
Right. I mean, that's
we don't have a lot of money stashed back.
No, I'm not saying that.
But like if my dryer breaks, I want to be able to fix it.
Right.
Without having to go to the bank and borrow it. But yeah, that's what a lot of our younger people are not being taught that in school or anything. They're not.
Well, that's because they don't know the value of money. A lot of them's been handed money instead of them working for money, and that's a big difference. Like we told y'all here before, when they work for it, they'll squeeze it a lot harder.
Corey's has become
we
more
shared
of a penny pitcher now.
Yeah, since the last video we had, we talked about Corey holding on to his dollars. He's gotten even, I guess you could say worse, but that's better too for us.
He's more aware of what he spends, you know, in between paychecks.
So, like I said, we would encourage him to encourage anybody to, you know, stock up on some food in case the shelves go bare. Stock up on some cases of water in case the shelves go bare. But buy a lot of stuff that you need as while you're out there spending. And like I said, you work and want to buy toys and stuff, that's fine. We do the same thing here and there.
Everybody gets a wild hair every now and again and spends money they really, if you would sit back and think about it before going to spend that money, give it like a week. If you're going to, you know, you would think you would change your mind most of the time and do different.
Well, a lot of times you think you want something, and if you sit there and think about it, main thing is pray about it, and you'll find out right quick whether you really wanted it or really needed it. Mm-hmm. So just think about that for us, how much money's wasted, and like now with the things going on where everybody's getting all that free money, you think that's
use that wisely, even though it's not free.
Even though we don't agree with it, I mean, we're like anybody else. You're going, you're not going to throw it out the window somewhere. You're going, take what's.
We did make a prepper purchase with.
Right, they gonna give it to you. We'll let the little G buy it for us, and that's all we'll say about that. So that's how we used our money. But see, a lot of people went out and bought big screen TVs, and now they ain't got, they don't have any. Anyway, I won't get on. I can shake that limb all night, but I'm gonna leave it alone. But the last thing I want to talk about is wasted a lot in this country. Just refresh your memory. We talked about wasting knowledge, wasting talent, wasting electricity, wasting water, wasting food, wasting money. And the last thing I want to talk about is wasting time. And unfortunately, time is, if you may waste a bottle of water, but you can go get another bottle of water. You may
waste money, but you
waste money, you make more money. A lot of this stuff, you may waste food, but right now you can go get more food, grow more food. So, a lot of the things where you may waste your talent today, but tomorrow you could use the talent. And the same thing with knowledge. But time is something that you cannot get back. Once you waste time, that 24-hour day, if you waste it, you'll never get it back. I told them at church, I believe it was Sunday morning. What I can't remember what Sunday morning's date was.
Today's 20th.
So 18th, right? Yeah, 18th. Something that you can't get back, as we said earlier. Knowledge, if you don't use it today, you can use it tomorrow. If you don't use it, the talent today, you can use it tomorrow. They continue to make electricity. If you run out of water, don't waste your water. You can go get another bottle of water right now, at least, or go get some out of the well. Food, right now you can grow your own food, get more food. Money, if you run out of money or waste money, you can make more money. But time is something you never get back. I think I told them at the funeral that I had to preach a funeral this past Saturday, and on the 17th, and I told them at the funeral, I says, one thing we all experiencing today that we've never seen, and something all of us will never see again, and that is that day. That was July 17th, 2021. That nobody that day had seen that day, and nobody ever see it again. It's gone forever. 2021, July 17th. So time is something that we waste, and I say that to say this because many times we always putting off until tomorrow what we should be doing today. How many times do you not do something all week long because you're waiting on the weekend to get here? Or you say, well, I'm gonna wait and do that. I'm gonna do that when I go on vacation. Or
well, I've done that like during the week. I would say I'll cut the grass tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow it rains and I didn't get to cut the grass. So if you I should do it when I got a chance to do it instead of putting it off.
But we do waste a lot of time. Whether you be I know you could be
look, this right here. Waste a lot of time right here on this thing right here. I get on here to check my email.
Yeah. But don't tell them that. They quit watching our YouTube videos.
Well, that's different. You get knowledge.
There's yeah, I don't know about this channel, but there's nothing wrong with using any of it as long as you don't let it control you. We all let it
I'm
control.
on YouTube. I'm looking to learn something.
Yeah, or there's some good entertainment too. But
I'm looking to
anyway,
learn.
yeah, always putting off tomorrow what we could do today. Like I said, a lot of people spend too much. Life's too short to be mad all the time and disgruntled and pouting. I know a lot of people separate themselves from family, separate themselves from people in the community or whatever. Life's too short for that. You need to not waste that time. You know, like we've sit around the house before and know we need to put 10 on that shed out there. We'll sit around and wouldn't do it. Or know we needed to work on this, work on that. We sit around and well, everybody needs a break and, you know, the rest and stuff.
This past weekend was a prime example. Like, he's off a lot of Fridays. And back in, what, a couple months ago, we were like, you know, we had a project lined up every Friday and Saturday. We had everything scheduled. We was busy. But this past weekend, we were like, we rode and...
Well, sometimes we like to do that too. We get out and ride. It's been so hot too now.
Miserable. Saturday, we went and got more chickens.
Yeah. That wasn't a waste of time.
No, I got me some
We got more
silkies.
chickens and got some more.
And some turkey poults.
Yeah.
We needed some more of those.
So that's
since somebody ran over mine.
Well, should have got out the road, all I can tell. But, you know, but we waste a lot of time when we, you know, could be sharing time with family, like I said, whether it's the phone that keeps us away, whether it's work that keeps us away, or whether it's just us sitting around.
But when we just go off riding, we can just go, just ride.
That's something.
That's not wasting time.
That's something we love to do.
Me and Bradley and Michaela and Lauren, we'll just ride.
And we get out and ride different places and just.
The two in the back can't tell us, hey, I'm ready to go home or nothing. They just ride with us. So.
They go where we go. And they like to ride too.
Yeah.
Michaela, you start getting in there and getting ready to go, she'll get excited about putting her clothes on or shoes on. But anyway, time, like I said, that's something else. Waste what else did I write down about time? Waiting for the weekend, waiting on vacation. It's kind of like the old saying you always heard people say, well, I can't afford to have kids right now. If you wait, if anybody waits until they can afford kids, they'll never have them. Because, you know, you always, you know, people put off stuff like that, but we waste a lot of time, and I think we waste a lot of time not witnessing for the Lord too. We waste a lot of time by not doing that, and we need to work while we can, whether it's telling somebody tell somebody about Jesus Christ, or just to share fellowship one with another. But it's just so different now than it used to be for us fellowship and time together. You know, you'd always have somebody come over, you go over to somebody's house. But now it's almost like such a fast-paced world. You live in that window from church Sunday morning service to Sunday morning service, and about the only time you see some people is at church. But that's something we wasted a lot is time.
It seems like time, you don't have as much time as you used to.
Yeah, it don't seem like it, but there's still as many hours in a day as there's always been. It's just we've got so busy.
That's the enemy's tactic to keep us that busy, so we don't have time to fellowship.
Oh yeah. So leave us some comments below. I know this is a little bit different from last week, but all of them probably different each week. But y'all just share with us your thoughts on things that you waste, and be honest with yourself, be honest with everybody else, because I admit we all waste a lot of stuff in our life. Whether it be money, whether it be time, food, water, electricity, talent, knowledge, whatever it may be. And you may think of something else that we didn't mention tonight. So leave us your comments and thoughts below. And you got any?
Check your bell.
Yeah, check your bell. Somebody had left a comment last week.
Well, you said something about checking it.
I did. And they checked and their bell, the notification bell was off. That's not why they weren't getting notifications. Who's that?
Dutch.
So, and also check, like I said, I try to tell this every time, you know, we've been unsubscribed from channels that we didn't unsubscribe from, so check that too. A lot of glitches going on. Still having the problem with some of the comments being deleted, where I don't get to comment back to some of the people that comment on my videos. So just know, you looking at a man right now, and she can vouch for this, if I get a comment, and you know too, I'm going to comment back, most time with a thumbs up, a heart, and a comment.
He's going to comment, then he'll comment on your comment.
Oh, yeah. She says I'm overbearing with stuff like that, but I'm a social person, and I love to talk. If I can't talk, I'm a type. And I don't type with, when I text, or email. I don't type like most people with two fingers. I type with one thumb. One thumb, that's what you call me. So anyway, appreciate you. You got anything else you want to add?
I think that's it.
Until next time, remember, Jesus Christ loves you, and Jesus Christ is the answer for any and everything you're dealing with in life. Hope you all have a blessed weekend. Bye-bye.